Hi, crafty friends. Are y'all ready for three Dollar Tree Christmas holiday decor projects? All right, so this first one, I got these little picks from the Dollar Tree. They came, I think there were 4 or maybe 5 in each one of the packages. And then I was like, okay, we're going to lay those out so that they're kind of like fanning all around in kind of, I have that circle laying there so that we're kind of getting the gist of that. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to put something in the middle of it. Now, friends, one of the easiest and coolest ways, I think, for holiday times to decorate with are window clings. So if you see some and you're like, oh my gosh, those are so cute, grab them because I have found a way to put a little bit of distressing over the top of it so it doesn't really look like it's a window cling anymore, which I love so very much. So once I get this whole center part done, you can see I'm just kind of hot gluing, keeping them all together on that little round piece. We're going to take... look at me. I'm like, a lot of hot glue, a lot of hot glue. But what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the round, they kind of look like pipe hands from the Dollar Tree, and we are going to paint that. Then we're going to add a little bit of distressing because I'm trying to match. You know, when you pull one of the window clings off, sometimes it has a color in the background. And this one's kind of like a tannish, brownish-y kind of, sort of. So I was like, all right, let's see if we can kind of mimic that look. And then once we get that all done and it's dried up, we're going to lay the window cling right on top and put this right in between, or not in between, but right in the middle of all of the greenery. And we're going to have a really cool piece of decor. I mean, we could hang it on our front door. We could hang it fireplace. We could do lots of different things with this. But the secret, friends, that I have found when you're putting a window cling either onto wood or metal like this, any painted surface, is to add some distressing spray over the top of it. And then it just kind of takes off that sheen that's on there. You know how you kind of know, hey, that's a window cling? Yeah. So we're going to put a little bit of Mod Podge, now that the paint's all dry, down on there because we really want to make sure that this holds on. It might stay on this maybe just because it's a window cling, but we want it to be permanent. So then we're going to peel it off of the backer and we're just going to lay it straight down on there. And if you have never used the distressing spray, there are so many different ones. Probably my favorites are the ones that have like the gold fleck to it. I love those. There's also like a coppery one. That one's super cool. But I just was like, let's just add a little bit of extra over the top of this. And friends, isn't he adorable? I love this so very much. All right, so ready for project 2? All right, project 2, we got obviously some wood beads that I've been collecting over time. And then these little snowflakes are from the Dollar Tree. And they come in different sizes. And so I put obviously the bigger one on the bottom. And then we're going to put a bead in between each one. And we're going to build up and create a tree out of this. So I am not worried at the fact that these beads are this tan color and the snowflakes are white, because we're going to actually spray paint this. Now, you could totally just leave this white if that's your vibe. I ended up spray painting this a beautiful spray paint color. It's almost like a rosy, goldish kind of, sort of. I don't even know how to explain it, but it matches a bunch of decor that I had spray painted. I had a bunch of Christmas kind of decor that I'd gotten here, there, and everywhere. I'm one of those, when I go to the thrift store, I find the bag of ornaments and I just buy the whole bag. And then I just spray paint it all so it like gives it that cohesive look. It doesn't even really matter what the ornament is. But I have a bunch of that. And I thought, oh, let's make some of these trees to go with those as well. And also at Dollar Tree, they have those stars. They're like acrylic and they have lights on the inside of them. Have y'all seen those? Let me know in the comments if you've seen those. I was so excited to see them back again this year because we're going to actually put that on the top. Now, spray painting it, you can't really see the light underneath it, but I wasn't worried about the light coming on and off. But isn't this so fun as a tree? So some of these little pieces at the bottom of the star here, I needed to clip a little bit so that it would sit nicely on top of the tree. And it is a little heavy for the top of this tree, but the way I ended up decorating with it, I think it's going to be fine. I don't think it'll fall over or anything like that. So I kind of fussed with this just a little bit more than I think I really needed to, but I was really trying to make sure that it would fit on there. And we'll use some hot glue, a little E6000, hold it in place. And then once that's completely done, we will take it outside and we will spray paint it. And friends, when I was spray painting, I did one coat and I let it dry completely, and it actually looked pretty good. But then I was like, you know what? I want to go ahead and put a second coat on it just in case, just in case. So I'm going to add another big snowflake at the bottom of this just for a little bit more security before I put that star on the top. And friends, you don't have to do the star. You could actually put another one of the snowflakes kind of like standing up if you wanted to, maybe cut it in half. That would be super cool, just if you didn't want the star. But look how stinking fun this is. Gosh, I love this one so much. All right, and then my third project, gosh, okay, let me tell you about this project. So I was at the store and they had the coolest birdhouse. It had snow all over it and it was just gorgeous and it was expensive. And I was like, wait a minute, we can totally do this out of Dollar Tree stuff. We can. So I had this birdhouse that I just put up there that had the two little holes in it, but all the other birdhouses are from Dollar Tree. So I just was like cutting them so they would fit on top of the odd shapes. And I even was like, okay, wait a minute. How do I want to add, because this birdhouse I saw was front and sides. So I was like, let's use some of these boxes and then we will just put them so that it looks like there was like a door there or something like that. So it was super easy to cut these little cardboard little boxes that I got a bunch of them at Dollar Tree. I know, imagine Dollar Tree. But anyways, so I just was really taking my time figuring out how it needs to be cut for the roof lines and things like that. I am not a measurer, friends. I am not. So I just wing it. I just totally wing it. And guys, the way this ends up turning out as I start getting more and more of it on there, I'm like, gosh, I should have taken a picture of the inspiration piece because I think you would be shocked how close I got to this one. I decided that I'm going to paint this red. And then once we let that paint totally dry, I did a couple of coats on it because I really wanted that red to pop. Once I got a couple of coats on that, then I decided to add a little bit of that faux snow, the little flaky stuff that you can get at Dollar Tree. So I did, because I was going red, I did a coat of white first. I kind of primed it because I didn't have enough red spray paint. Yeah. So we're just going to go in with some red paint. We're just winging it. I knew I didn't have enough red. Well, I thought I had enough red till I got out there. And then I was like, ooh, I don't want to start spray painting it red. Because you know how reds are just a little bit different, always, just a little bit different. So this is a super bright, like primary red, which wasn't really what I was going for. But I was like, that's okay. We're going to add some adhesive over the top. We're going to even do some Epsom salt over the top. That always gives a cool effect as well. And then some of that faux snow. So while that was still wet, I just started putting the Epsom salt right over the top of it. And it actually worked out really well when it dried. I was like, oh, happy accident right there. So if you've never tried to make snow-ish with Epsom salt, do it. It actually worked out pretty darn cool. But once I got everything on there and all the little faux snow and everything, I decided to spray it with adhesive. And look how stinking cool this is. Follow for more.